Hello and welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, hi, what's up? I'm Gemma and I talk a lot about user experience and user interface design. If that's something you're interested in, then why not hit that subscribe button? When is the right time to say goodbye to your current job? Moving jobs is scary in principle, but sometimes it may be your only option. If you're unhappy in your current job or position, then there's no harm looking elsewhere. Around a year ago, I found myself in this situation and I wasn't happy at my current position at my current company. But after a year of failing, I decided that it was time for me to look elsewhere and move on. So here's a few tips on how to spot when it's time to move on. Now, I do understand with the current world economic situation that maybe it's not the greatest time to move, but you can't leave that hold you back, and here are a few tips on maybe spot and when it's time to take the move. Number 1, you're overworked. Working overtime excessively can lead to burnout. And when you're burnt out, your work will never be at the best quality standards. We as humans are incapable of giving 110% every day. We just don't have it in us. So if you're constantly working 110% outside of your normal working hours and working overtime on the weekends, you are going to burn out. It's a fact. So if you find yourself in this situation, I suggest talking to your manager or team leader and voice your opinions, and maybe ask about getting some bodies in to help with the workload. If this doesn't change, then it's a great time to look elsewhere. Processes. Processes are put in place to streamline workflow and to make sure that you as an employee have the right amount of time to complete the task you have in place. If the process isn't working and you're not completing your tasks, or there are too many tasks to complete in one time, then it's time to sit down with your manager and discuss how to change that process. Offer solutions if you have any, and voice why the process isn't working. If this doesn't change, then it's another reason to maybe start looking elsewhere. The next is value. Ask yourself one question. Are you a cog who is forever working in the money-turning business? Or are you the person who is respected in their field of expertise? This is a question I've asked myself a lot of times throughout my career as being a designer. And some of the companies I've worked for, I've definitely felt undervalued. This took me a while to spot, and I blamed myself and my skills for feeling the way that I felt. But I soon come to realise that it wasn't me and it was just the company that I was working in. I was constantly working overtime and I was constantly running on empty, turning out work after work and having some really bad backlash or bad experiences with clients. And the company I worked for stood on the side of the client and not myself. That is when I truly realised that I was just another cog in the money-making system, and I decided to leave not long after that. Next on the list is morale. Morale is a massive factor in a happy working environment. If you're not happy, then ask yourself why. Is it your salary? Is it your work-life balance? Or are you just unhappy in general? Low morale can affect your productivity, and it's important to figure out and pinpoint why you have low morale. If you think it is something your company can change, maybe that's hiring more people to help lighten your workload, or if there's anything at all that they can help with. If you bring up your reasons in to managers and still nothing changes, then it's another reason to maybe start looking elsewhere. And last but not least, maybe you just want to change. Maybe there isn't a reason to why you want to move jobs. You just do. And that's totally okay. Don't feel the need to have a bunch of reasons to why you may want to leave your current position. The bottom line is, it's all about your happiness. Are you happy? If not, you're more than welcome to be happy elsewhere. Your skills are your skills and nobody owns them other than you. The work you produce can definitely be owned by the company, but the way you do things and your skills in general are owned by you, and you can take them anywhere. The skills you have are transferable and you can definitely do them elsewhere, whenever and wherever you please. So if you're unhappy in your current role, move on. To be honest, it's the best decision I ever made for myself, and I'm a lot more happier now where I am compared to where I was a year ago. And trust me, I definitely learned the hard way. And the main reason why I learned the hard way was because of fear. Fear was holding me back. Going to a new place, meeting new people. It was definitely outside of my comfort zone. I've never actually been in a situation before where I had to choose to leave a job, but you never know unless you try, and the change was really good for me. But change is good, and sometimes you need to be the change that you want to see in the world. And that's it. That's all I have to say. So If you like this type of content, why not like and subscribe and get notified every time I upload a new video. If you'd like to follow me over on Instagram, you can do so here. And until next time, bye!